In today's video, we're going to be going over some new upgrades for my Element Enduro, so stay tuned.
Perfect.
Alright, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm finally gonna get around to doing some more upgrading to my Element Enduro kit. If you've been following this build at all, you kind of know what I got going on here. But this is my Element Enduro. Built it up from kit form. Got the Mamba X with a Castle Slate motor in there. Other than that, it is relatively stock. I have some Samex aluminum shock towers, and yeah, that is it, I guess, as far as upgrades over the kit form. Oh, I do have this aluminum chassis brace in here. Yeah, I wouldn't really necessarily call it a chassis brace, but whatever, the little brace where the shock hoops connect. I upgraded to an STC racing one. I have one for the front bumper right here. I will put the part number up on the screen, so I will install that. But the main part of this video is going to be these new weights from SSD, and I will include all the part numbers to these as well. These are knuckles and these are axle weights. So I'm gonna install these because this truck has great climbing ability, except the front end is very light. So I'm excited to get those knuckles in the front and see if that makes a difference. I did install those beef patties in my wife's rig on the Incision wheels, and that definitely helped. I can see how the front of her truck is way more planted. So I kind of had been waiting to pick these parts up, and I saw them in stock, so I had to get them, and they do feel pretty nice. One other thing I did pick up that is worth mentioning is this machined motor plate. I got this right from Associated, stated on their Instagram, and they said they didn't have many left. They were trying to get rid of them or something, so I kind of thought that that was a cool piece to pick up. Looks pretty legit. It is all machined, so yeah, I'm gonna throw that in there as well. But really, the main part of what I want is these wheel weights. Oh yeah, before we go any further, I do have this. I'm going to try to add this in another part of the chassis for some more chassis support. I saw that on the Scale Builders Guild. He had one where the shock towers went in, then it looked like he also had another one. So that's where I got the idea from. I saw that in there. So I'm going to install that as well. Let's open these up so we can get a closer look. See what these bad boys look like. So it does come with hardware and everything. It's all nicely bagged here. Oh yeah. Let's get the scale out so we can get some weight for you guys. So you can see how much these things weigh. Now, one thing I like about these is they've been coated. They actually almost look maybe more of a silverish than black. So it's not straight brass, which is nice because I don't really like that look. So let me get a scale. Okay, so I got the scale here, and let's see what they weigh. Wow, 66 grams. No, yeah, 66 grams. $65.9. That's funny, that one's slightly different. So that is going to be 132 grams total of weight up front, unsprung, and that is going to be great. So, can't wait to get these on and test them, really. But in this video, we're just going to cover the install. So So here's all the hardware it comes with and bearings as well. So that is nice. Let's just put the hardware aside, get rid of the trash here. Next up are these axle weights, and I've already taken these out because I wanted to look at them. Alright, some hardware. I don't think these are going to be too hard to put on. But yeah, wow. Let's see how much these weigh each. Okay, 52 grams. Wow, so we're adding quite a bit of weight with this stuff to our truck, but it is going to be unsprung down low weight. It is much needed on the front of this truck, but I figured I might as well do the back while I was at it. Alrighty. Okay, so that covers what we're going to be installing. So, oh yeah. Another thing I went ahead and I picked up were just some SSD aluminum link mounts. These go on super easily to your axle, and I just wanted to add something else to the build that's aluminum. I'm trying to just kind of get this truck going. They had these, so I picked them up. I seem to like this SSD stuff. Seems to be pretty legit. I got those SSD wheels, so we'll see how these parts hold up. But let's get this truck out and let's move on to the next step, guys. Let's get this stuff all installed. I can probably leave my body on. I seem to have the room. And we'll pop this wheel off first. So let's do it. Alright guys, got it all on. Went on rather simple. Just had a little bit of an issue getting the knuckle over that aluminum C-hub, but I was able to do it after a little bit of trial and error. But it's all on, nice and simple. So now I have brass knuckles. I got aluminum C-hubs, aluminum and aluminum shock mounts all in there. So the front of this truck is going to have nice weight down low, and hopefully that'll result in some better traction. So now I am going to go through the rest of the truck and on the front part and get the other side done, and then we'll move on to the back side. Well, alright guys, we seem to have a problem with these axle weights. I didn't order the wrong ones. It says rear axle weights for Enduro, and if you look at the axle, so they go on and they have to slide. Okay. So they have to slide over here. Now I think what I did is this little piece here, you're supposed to take that piece off. That must have been from the mold. So I kind of just realized that now as I was trying to show you guys that they don't fit. But if you look, it looks like they will fit if I go ahead and cut that off with a hobby knife. That is something that is on there probably from buying it as a, doing it as the kit. So yeah, see, I just broke that right off with my scissors. So that problem is solved, but note that, if something doesn't seem right when you're putting on new parts, just reset, take a deep breath, and give it a good look. I thought I had the wrong piece. I was gonna call A-Main and tell them. I had to find the trash with the part number on it, and I had tried it. I'm like, God, there's no way that is gonna fit. But as you can see, it goes right on, no problem, and I can get my pin in for my wheel hex. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the 2 supplied screws back in there and get it all back together. That is super simple. So that's all it was. So here is a look at the weight all on. You can see it just slides on, and then your wheel hex goes on. So that adds the weight right to the axle as low as you can get. So that is a super sweet setup right there. Okay, so I did go ahead and I installed that STC Racing front bumper mount. Super simple. The only thing to pay attention to is the orientation. One side of these holes are threaded, one side's not. If you don't put the threaded side up, there's not enough screw length with these screws. So you have to just kind of pay attention to that one little bit of detail, and it will secure your bumper. And while I was in there, I did go ahead, I cut off some of the bumper here so my winch line doesn't get caught. I got that servo winch in there going strong, so I just didn't want my line getting frayed up. I do have to get a new fair lead because I lost the one I had on there. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I have this piece here. This was the original brace that the shock hoops mounted onto, and it does look like the holes here in the chassis will line up. I'm just not sure how I'm going to get that in there. I'm going to have to go ahead and loosen this one up, I guess. But I just wanted to add this just to add another spot for some rigidity in the chassis. So seeing how that will fit, I am going to go ahead and take this stuff off and get that installed. Alright guys, so I did get that piece in, but the alignment is off, and I don't think that I'm going to be able to get all 4 screws in, but I got 2 in, so I have one on this side, one on this side. So I mean, it is in there. It's not perfect, but you can definitely see the difference in the amount of flex the chassis has. And now that I got that aluminum piece in the front, I got an aluminum one here. Then I added this one, which you can feel. And the only thing I don't like is this setup that I have here in the rear with this SCX-10-2 bumper mount. I have a different one. This one is rather long. This come off my Blazer. I need to find a shorter one because you can see when I close my body, it is not far enough forward, which really sucks. But I was thinking of getting a different bumper because the holes will not line up in the rear. But that's for a different video. Well, alright guys, that is going to wrap it up for this install of the brass weight from SSD. Overall, I think the pieces feel fantastic. I like that they coat them so they are not of the brass color, which really makes it nice because I think that would stick out and it would look kind of funny. So now you don't even really know what I got going on. The knuckles seem nice and beefy. Let's hope they hold up to some long-term testing and abuse that this truck will be getting with these parts on it. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more installs and insight on RC rock crawlers. But as always, guys, you know the deal. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.